Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin.
Hello, everybody, and Commander was on the screen there, you sneaky bastard. Yeah, welcome back to part 2 of Weekend Update. And before we hand you over to the hostess with the mostest, the host with the weakest end of the weekend is Dick Dawson.
Yeah, we're back for round 2 here. We've got quite a few stories going off. I think what we're going to do with the thumbnail and all is dive right into things in Iran and how it's going, but we've also got some weird information from an ambassador who's being a complete jerk off and more as well. Commander, do you want to start us off at all with Iran and what's going on, or
why don't you start with your ambassador bit, because I'm not familiar with what that is.
Yeah, so the U.S. ambassador had some really strange comments today.
Which ambassador?
Mike Huckabee.
So
yeah, he's the ambassador to Israel.
Okay.
And Arab and Muslim governments are completely apocalyptically pissed because he said it, according to biblical authority and therefore authority, Israel would be justified in taking over vast stretches of the Middle East because, essentially the entire Middle East, he said in quotes, because, Israel's basically entitled to it. It should all be theirs.
Wow.
What a brilliant biblical scholar. He understands so much.
Yeah. Because
what about the Pharaoh?
Yeah, it's just there's so much.
Or the Assyrians, or the Persians. It's like, what the hell is wrong with these people?
I'm not a religious person by any means, but I know how
most of these people aren't either. Let's be honest.
That's what I was getting at, because even I know how fucking stupid to say, biblically speaking, Israel should own the entire Middle East is. Just
one of my favorites of that kind of mentality was a local Republican Tea Party. This is pre-MAGA, but same mentality. who stood up and proclaimed in one of the debates she was having while she was running for local state representative, we should not be teaching foreign languages in our schools, because if English was good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for our kids.
That's what the Bible was written in.
Let that one settle in for just a bit before you see how weird that was.
Oh my God. That's like that uproar recently because somebody, obviously in a very facetious type manner, suggested that it's horrific that somebody wants to teach Arabic numerals to our children.
Yes, those damn Arabic numerals.
I think we need to ban dihydrogen oxide. I mean, if you've seen what fish do in that, come on. People drowned in dihydrogen.
Would somebody please think of the children? I mean, think of the Dow. Few shout outs we can do here. So, we'll start off with Ken Vet in the chat there, gifting out a Shills membership. Hey, Katie, thank you very much. And we've got Adam Rounds.
Carry on. Sorry.
Oh, we got Adam Rounds in for Chili Burger number 2 because we're on part 2. I really like that. And I'll take mine with a side of fries, please. Super Chat Mac comes in with Suit and Pucks. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, buddy. And then Ken Vet's around again, and he's just noticing it's been 22 freaking months of membership. So hearts and hearts and hearts for Katie there. Awesome. Big thanks, everybody. Very cool. And, while we were there, too, we had one of those recurring PayPal comes in from George. So, hey, George, thank you very much. Awesome. So, yes, Iran. I've got an article here about Americans moving military assets around and stuff, Commander. And
so we'll start with, everybody keeps saying, is it going to happen?
It's happening.
And my response is, yeah, I think it is, because you don't move that volume of military equipment, personnel, supplies, everything without using it.
Yeah.
So the next question is always, well, when? So the speculation I've been hearing is that he's waiting for the Olympics to be over before he starts.
Yeah, I heard that as well. The connection didn't really, make
Yeah,
much sense.
I don't see it either. I think what they're actually waiting for is for certain elements the force package to arrive before they start. Because if you look what's been flowed into theater thus far, it's exclusively air power and air defenses. So it's stuff that you can conduct airstrikes and missile strikes with, and air defense systems that can be put around or various bases in the region to protect them. But there are no ground forces in the package at all. And people will say, well, why would we want to invade? We're just going to bomb them into submission. Well, the way they've been talking is that they want to affect regime change. You can't affect regime change simply by bombing somebody.
Right.
You have to have boots on the ground to go drag the existing government out and end them.
Yeah.
Now, I know that they're hoping the Iranian people will do that, and we know there's a lot of hostile feeling, but a lot of that impetus for wanting to do that seems to have been fairly strongly squashed in the recent uprising when the Revolutionary Guard killed between 25 to 35,000 people in the space of just a couple of days. That really does kind of put a crimp on your enthusiasm for going out and trying to protest and make the government give in to your demands.
Damn right.
So
there's nothing wrong with being scared for the real reason of being scared.
Right. The other thing that you need to have some element of ground force in the area is because the biggest threat the Iranians can pose to responding to an attack isn't that they're going to lob missiles or drones at our bases. It's that they're going to close the Straits of Hormuz, because 20 to 25% of the world's global oil supply flows through that strait.
Yeah, like that's one quarter of a supply that everybody needs.
Yeah, and the U.S. and Canada don't really need it. We don't import from that area, but Europe does, and Asia in particular does. But to take out those things that if would be used to cause a closure, like naval patrol craft, submarines, naval mines, coastal-based missile batteries, all of that, to some extent, you're going to need ground forces to go in to take out the worst or all of it. You can still reduce a lot of it with airstrikes, but you still need some element of ground force to go in. You also need to have on call ground force elements to rescue pilots who get shot down. Because the last thing you want is to leave people as hostages in Iranian hands.
Ooh.
If, U.S. plane gets shot down and you want to get the aircrew back. So I think what they're waiting on is a couple of Marine Corps large deck amphibs to come in. And we know that about 2 weeks ago, 2 of those left North American ports.
Oh.
Right. Now, one of them put in a appearance in an exercise we're conducting up in the North Sea, Norwegian Sea area up there. It doesn't take long to move a ship down into the Mediterranean. So that could be perhaps a decoy, but you don't need all that many of them to be there for that purpose.
Right.
So I think that's what's really the delay right now, is they're waiting for the last of whatever forces need to be brought in theater to get ready for the full attack.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all great logic.
Week, 2 weeks. They
say that Gerald Ford was spotted entering the Mediterranean on Friday.
Yeah,
that's an aircraft carrier.
There's a problem. So there are 2 carriers that right now look like they're apportioned for conducting this war. You've got the Lincoln, which is sitting in the northern Arabian Sea, Gulf of Oman region.
Okay.
So that's off the south coast of Iran. And then you have the Ford, which is in the Mediterranean. The problem is that all the most modern aircraft, the F-35s, can only fly off of the Lincoln.
Oh.
They can't operate off of the Ford. The Ford Air Group is comprised mostly of FA-18s, which, good plane, doesn't really have a huge range. Doesn't mean they can't get them to fly over and strike targets in Iran, but you'd have to conduct a lot of aerial refueling to do that.
Okay.
But it's a very pretty plane, so Trump must like that.
Yeah. There's a report here, Commander. There's at least 18 F-35 Lightning IIs stationed at Muwafiq Salti Air Base in northern Jordan.
Probably.
Is that within range of that aircraft being very effective, or is that a nightmare of fueling again and stuff? It seems like it's close enough, is it?
It's close enough. You have to fly over Iran to get there. Iran probably wouldn't object too strongly, considering
the satellite imagery shows
had other countries objecting.
Right.
So the 3 key countries that have objected that have an impact on things. Number 1 is the British.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why? They want more Epstein files first?
Yeah. The British control the rights to fly out of Diego Garcia, which is a tiny little island cluster down in the Indian Ocean.
Okay.
That's the base that most of our B-52s, B-2s, B-1s, all the long-range strategic bombers with huge bomb loads would be flying out of there. The British have said you cannot conduct missions against Iran out of Diego Garcia. Now, there's skeezy ways you can get around that, but it complicates things.
Mm-hmm.
The other two countries are Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates. Saudi Arabia is a bit of a surprise because we know they have a lot of problems with the Iranians.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also directly across the Gulf from Iran, well in range of every drone and short-range missile that the Iranians care to throw at them.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of their oil infrastructure is on the Gulf side of their country, not on the Red Sea side.
Okay.
So I'm sure that entered into the equations and their mental calculations of why they don't want U.S. launching strikes out of their country, because they don't want the Iranians to respond by attacking bases in theirs.
Saudi base is listed as having E-11As, F-16s, P-8As, and E-3s.
Yep. There's a lot of stuff that's there. And when the Saudis made that announcement, that means we now have to do some quick tap dancing to figure out where we're going to base all those aircraft if we're going to use them against the Iranians.
Yeah.
Three countries that are not on the you can't fly out of our territory list are Kuwait, Bahrain, and Qatar.
Yeah, and let's see here. Bahrain. If I can't get the H right. There's no way it's going to happen. I say it like a British Formula One commentator would. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They are only listed as having the reconnaissance aircraft, the P-8A.
Yeah.
Right. But
because Bahrain is primarily a U.S. Navy base.
Okay.
The Air Force doesn't have anything there. Now, the Bahraini military bases were all designed specifically and expanded specifically to allow U.S. Air Force aircraft to access and use those bases.
Right.
So, in theory, they could relocate some of them there if the government is willing to allow it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it sounds like Jordan's got a decent list here as well, Commander. They got the F-15, the E/A-18G Growlers. They got the A-10 Warthogs and the F-35s as well.
Yeah.
And this is a lot of this list has been moved since January 22nd. I'm working off a CNN list. They've really dug into this here. Not all news places that we get stuff from deserve credit, but I do truly believe that CNN does.
The thing that, from my viewpoint as a former military logistician, is that all of this is still very much juggling balls that are still in the air. They haven't come to rest, and they're still trying to figure out where to put everything to maximize its effectiveness while not pissing off our potential allies in the region.
Are they also playing a game of high stakes pressure poker here? Like, you're going to obey our negotiations. This is us telling you what to do.
Yeah, if you read between the lines, it really sounds as if Trump is hoping that he won't have to launch the attack, that he can compel Iran into doing everything he wants it to do simply by threat and coercion.
Yeah.
And given the pressure that the Iranian government's under from its own people at present, I don't think that's likely to happen. They can't be seen as making concessions because to the population that's already pissed at them, that shows weakness, prompting another, round of protest marches and burning of government buildings.
Here's a very, very important point, though. If Trump uses this massive force for coercion, he gets what he wants. That's one thing. But if he uses it in a form of aggression that hasn't gone through Congress, does this make this an illegal war?
No. Here's why.
Okay.
After 9/11, 9/11, whatever you want to call it.
Going back to that act again, are we?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
After 9/11, Congress passed an authorization for the use of military force in response to that.
Mm-hmm. And that hasn't been rescinded, and he's just reusing
it hasn't been rescinded, and there's no time limit deadline on it. And the language is vague enough that it's simply a war to prosecute the global war on terrorism.
Yeah.
All you have to do is say, Iran has sponsored terrorism that killed American cities by backing Hamas in its attacks against Israel. So that's covered.
I believe that's why he uses the language of calling Antifa terrorists and stuff as well. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's you can see,
the point is that there's no need to go to Congress anymore because that AUMF was so vaguely worded and so indefinite in terms of its duration that, you could come up with any reason as, that's terrorism.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrorism.
Yeah, and I've not seen an administration that has any inclination to get rid of it yet.
That's right. That's right.
Because it's one of those things that you just want to have in your back pocket just in case it seems,
Correct. And it's one thing that effectively that one piece of legislation, which, thank Cheney and Rumsfeld for it, that effectively circumvents the congressional requirement that says within 90 days you must go to Congress, 90 days of committing forces, you must go to Congress to get authorization to continue your war, or you have to get out within 30 days past that.
Yeah.
Except that no longer applies because you have this, hey, look, it's terrorism. I can do whatever I want. You can't stop me.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have stopped him anyway, but
I agree. But
yeah,
that's more a matter of Congress having balls of,
cotton balls.
Cotton candy.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, they got no balls at the minute, that's for sure.
No.
That's for sure. Yeah.
No. There's a huge clean of house needed. The old guard has got to get wiped away at this point because there's this inability to just simply do what the electorate wants you to do now. It's all about the play, the backdoor deals, and it's just so corrupt. It's not funny.
Yeah. And I jokingly posted this on the End Time Discord discussion thread. I said, if Iran wanted to ensure they weren't attacked, all they had to do was offer Trump $1 billion bribe.
Yeah. Yeah.
A peace prize.
Yeah. They could have gave him a nuclear bomb made out of gold and he'd have been fine with it,
Yeah. And deliver it to the White House.
He doesn't really care.
The gold statue is ticking, sir.
Yeah. I honestly don't think he gives a damn about the fate of the Iranian people.
No.
And, the fact
he doesn't give a damn about the American people.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that Bibi is trying to continually pressure him to attack Iran, I don't think he's really cares less about that either.
Yeah,
that's Bibi's problem. Let him deal with it.
The other thing you were talking about, the whole logistics of when it would be right timing to make a strike in Iran. But we got the Statement of the Union coming up, and I'm pretty sure that Trump would have loved to have something happen before that, so he can come onto the podium and have
So he can trumpet his own glorious military brilliance for winning the war against Iran.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if he tried to spark something off, even if it's like a some kind of miscellaneous airstrike, just to say that he's done something.
Yeah, exactly.
And have something to talk about.
Something useless that he can claim victory for, right?
Yes.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. Because otherwise, the opening of a State of the
Fine
Union,
Republican tradition.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, if he doesn't have that, what's the start of his State of the Union address going to sound like? I'm guessing this.
I don't think he actually flushes. I think that's somebody else's job. He just lets the turd float there.
I wouldn't.
He just scats it into somebody's mouth.
Yeah, I do. Okay. I was gonna say he probably picked up on the Putin thing and has somebody fish it out and put it in a briefcase.
Yeah, the bronze for memorial purposes.
He's still trying to use feces to say that Barron isn't his. Let's see here. There's also students at several universities in Iran staged a big anti-government protest, and this is pretty much the first of like a big rally on this kind of scale since those huge deadly crackdowns that happened. And
yeah, I was going to just bring up earlier when Lance was talking about it, the fact that even though there are like 25,000 dead, the students are going, right, no, fuck it, well, we're coming out as well.
Yeah, the BBC has verified footage of demonstrators marching on the campus of the Sharif University of Technology in the capital of Tehran on Saturday are actually legit. I mean, there's probably some fake ones going around because, social media, it's filled with assholes. But there is real, actual footage of it, and it's true. And you got to say,
the other thing that's interesting, and there's video of this as well, is that there have been a surprising number of fires breaking out in places like military bases, apartment buildings where high members of the Iranian government live.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the Iranian government has actually acknowledged this by saying they're all just because of gas leaks.
Oh, God. Even the Russians can do better. Come on.
So none of them bear the hallmark of being air or missile strikes, but special operations forces have snuck in, setting these kind of things off.
Wow.
I don't think it's U.S. I think Mossad, and Mossad is known to have a very capable and substantial intelligence network in Iran.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sure.
I wonder.
Sure it wasn't the guy that got into the Mar-a-Lago and stayed with his can.
A fairly large Iranian Jewish population. Most of them fled or were forced out of the country after the Islamic Revolution.
Yeah.
But not all of them, and we know that some of them have been returning with documents that may not be entirely legitimate. And of course, if you're an Iranian Jew, which country do you think you probably fled to?
Yeah, there's I think the list is short.
Portugal. Got to be Portugal.
Can I just like jump in here with a little bit of history? Because it was on this day, 1943, three German White Rose activist students, their names were Christoph Probst, Hans and Sophie Skoll, were executed by guillotine for urging the overthrow of the Nazi government.
Wow.
And they were just like some of the tens of thousands of Germans who attempted to oppose fascism.
Wow. You know,
They're the White Rose organization, right?
The White Rose, yeah.
People like that have
The excellent movie about her.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Really?
Oh.
That's
So
a war
people-
movie
yeah.
I'd like to see. As I was going to say, those stories get lost in the horror stories of the war, you know?
Yeah, well, they didn't because I just told it to you, so it hasn't got lost. And someone will tell it again.
There you go. Don't say we never taught you anything, fellow babies, because it just happened. Awesome. So, you know, back quickly before we move on this, the bravery of anybody at a university in Iran right now to be standing up after the atrocities that happened during the last one. You brave son of a bitches, man. You guys are you got balls, you know. The people of Russia could seriously learn a lot from you. So
the Russians were there once. They did that once.
Yeah.
And this ties in with somebody on one of the Discord pages where people post questions for me. Asked, how do you envision the strikes would go once they start? And I think you're going to get at least several days with the destruction of Iranian air defense network.
Oh,
so that'll
so that's the first thing.
Yeah, take out their airfields so their Air Force can't intervene, hit all their surface-to-air and anti-aircraft sites, etc. You need that as a precursor to any follow-on so you're not taking excessive losses in your bombing campaign. Once you've neutralized those, then you start striking other targets. As I kind of alluded to earlier, the issue of closing the Straits of Hormuz, that will be high on the priority list. So they're also going to be hitting like naval munitions storage bases where mines and missiles are, taking out patrol boats. The Iranian Navy will be neutralized. That won't take a huge amount of time. But if they really are interested in actually causing regime change without having to actually invade and take over the whole damn country, striking at Revolutionary Guard headquarters buildings and magazines and such, that would be a big starting step.
Oh, indeed.
Because when the internal security forces don't have access to the information networks that they need to hunt people down, and don't have access to their stocks of weaponry that they need to suppress the mob, then the chances of the people rising up go up exponentially.
Exactly.
This is the sort of thing you kind of like need special forces on the ground, you know, secretly, just like doing this sort of stuff. What, you know,
And we know that
side.
some 600 Starlink terminals were smuggled into Iran over the past couple of months.
I hope that the people are also paying attention to that new thing that's been coming over the last few years, Meshtastic, because it's a little lovely encrypted thing. It does not need a network. It creates its own network, and it proved very valuable in multiple American cities for warning about ICE raids coming and stuff. It is a fantastic tool. Holy fuck. If you know somebody in Iran and you can get the shit in there, get them Meshtastic radios, because holy God, it will help.
Yeah.
It's funny, Commander.
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to say that Starlink, as much as they're doing that, well, you know, Elon Musk has been known to decide to switch on and off services willy-nilly by his choosing.
Yeah, he like we've said,
such an honorable man.
If you know how Starlink and the internet works, Musk damn well knows that Russia are using them, and you know, until there's public pressure, won't even bother doing anything about it. Or, you know, he's such a piece of shit.
Okay. I won't even mention him messing with the Georgia elections.
Yeah. Oh, him and his payouts for voters, and so it goes so bad. Now, before we ditch the Iran topic completely, I mean, we're 35 minutes in. It might be the whole show. Who knows? Commander, the constant talk of nukes and nuclear weapons and whatnot, is this just another weapons of mass destruction and we're going to get them because it's an oil-rich country, like, you know, or is there some real deal here?
Actively been pursuing a nuclear weapons program for quite some time.
It seems legit, but
now who negotiated the treaty with them? God, I can't remember. I can't remember if it's Clinton or Obama. One of the two negotiated a treaty where they would stop trying to get the bomb and we would relax sanctions and they could do stuff. And then, of course, in his first administration, one of the earliest things Trump did was say, we're negating that treaty. And so they started the whole program up full bore immediately.
Right.
Now, unsurprisingly, that's Trump's chief demand for not starting the war against them, is that they have to give up any further work on their nuclear weapons.
How premeditated is this situation? No, go ahead. Oh, now I got something to bitch about coming up.
Yeah.
And as first last name points out in the chat, the nuclear proliferation deal between Russia and the United States has ended today.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. And Trump is all for it. He wants more tests, more nuclears, blah blah blah. Yeah. Thanks.
What's the fewer radiated tomatoes among, American families? Who eats that many salad pieces anyway?
In this day and age of computer modeling and the ability to put real world physics into a computer model and stuff, I can't believe that there's anybody in the scientific community who would say, no, we need live testing. I can't believe that.
No. You just got to go to YouTube and just search some videos.
Yeah, it's just a show of
you're done on it.
Yeah, it's just a show of power and might or something. It sounds to me like he's like, but other presidents got to make mushroom clouds. Damn it, I want to as well. Like it just sounds like childish bullshit.
Leave this little urine stain on everything.
Yeah,
that's why we have to tear down the west or the east wing. That's why we need these golden aircraft or battleships. That's why we need this golden arch that we're going to build somewhere.
Yeah. He's like a little dog.
Gold deflects nuclear weapons is well known fact.
I mean, he has this compulsive need to want to be remembered.
Yeah. What's the thing now?
Oh, he'll be remembered. He'll be remembered, all right.
Thanks.
Well, here, okay, I do now have to switch us quick because we're right at an interesting crossroads to a story I have. So, how Trump has got this whole thing where he's desperate to have airports named after him, right? It's a Florida airport has changed its name. It used to be the Palm Beach International Airport, and now it's it's being named after Trump. And what has the Trump family done? They filed a trademark. Well, you don't file a trademark unless you're going to monetize it. Right? So he has convinced Florida to rename this airport. And he's also going at, Chicago with the tunnel. Oh, if you don't name it after me, you don't get the money and all this or whatever it was. And now he's trademarking the name on the airport so he can monetize it. He's using, yet again, the power of the president and the Oval Office to make sure that people bend the knee to him Not just so he can have his name on it until he dies and then they rip it off in disgust.
Money.
Yeah, but this is a monetization play.
It's his primary motivation in life is to get money.
Now, if you follow the logic here, it's actually really good business, but it's a grift because the airport is going to have all kinds of literature and paper products and advertising and blah, blah, yada, yada. If he gets a trademark on this name, he gets a payment every fucking time it's used. He will be able to license the name back to the airport to use.
But here's the thing.
Wow.
As we've seen with so many of the large sports complexes across the country, you put your name on it by licensing, the rights to do so.
Yeah.
And as soon as the inconvenience of that company is no longer willing to pay,
yeah,
or they go out of business, you change the name.
Yeah.
I have a feeling any place that renames something into the Trump commode, well, it's going to get changed into just commode.
Yeah. I hope it happens after he's out of office and before he dies so he can watch it.
See it.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, it's another disgusting move of grift from this family. Now, I know most of you watching this would be like, I'm not doing that. But as the Shills have signed up for a Truth Social account so we can see the shit that he posts on that ridiculous platform. And because we're a member, we're signed up, right? We get emails in the background for what Truth Social and the company is all about. And it's always about tokens and stuff. And it's all just grift. It's nothing more than I'm going to give you yet another way to pay me to show me how great I am.
How much is his NFTs worth now?
Less than nothing. Yeah, exactly. You couldn't sell those to get clean water in Mexico.
Take them off your hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was going to put my Trump watch on eBay to try to sell it, but I still haven't got it yet. So
yeah. And when you do, it's going to need repairs first.
Sell it back to China for parts.
Yeah. And it there's issues with the Trump phone. People still haven't got them. It's just grift after grift. And yet the core still support this lying piece of trash. You people, man, it makes me wonder what the hell is wrong with our educational systems that people could be dumb enough to pull this.
See, the interesting thing, we talk about the shit that's going to happen in the UK with Nigel Farage and his basically Trump aligned bullshit. And we don't have the rail guards that apparently the United States was supposed to have in the Constitution. That Constitution is worth shit.
Yeah. Interesting point, man.
Yep.
Interesting. Now, I want to give you guys a little sneak peek into something that AI Alchemist is working on in the background with us here on the Shills, because we've come up with an idea that I think you guys are going to really like, and we're going to get some gags and stuff based on this.
Is it the Love Glove video?
No, but we'll get to that coming up soon, because everybody deserves a few rings around their thumb.
Love glove, baby, love glove.
So yeah, everybody, check this out. This is a taste of what's to come. I got to put on the sound for us. Did I? Oh, I did. Okay.
It's only true if our dear leader says it. Otherwise, it's fake news.
You grab the beers, I'll grab the guns. There's no evidence that I have seen that indicates otherwise. I told them, save the worm, get rid of the vaccine.
But do you know the Dow is over 5,000 now?
I don't care if they're here legally. Deport them all.
Nice and easy, just like shooting puppies.
I don't care about the law or the Constitution.
Or America.
So coming
They only
soon.
care about me.
Coming soon, we're going to have the Magnificent Seven, and maybe they'll have a few friends as well. But yes, indeed. I can't wait. I love new gags.
Yeah. Is that where you have the Magnificent Seven? They go to a Mexican town and they get the bandits to kill the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah.
It's a takeoff on. There was one that was the original was Samurai. It's a
Yes, the Samurai, the Samurai Seven.
Seven Samurai.
Yeah, so we got some gags based on that coming, and there'll be some more. We've got some cool tools we're building in the background to have some real fun. So, yeah, it'll be cool. Let's see here. There is, where is it here? Sorry, everybody. I'm having a problem here finding the damn thing I was looking for. Oh, so there's the Department of Homeland Security has reversed course on the Transport and Safety Authority's pre-check suspension for flights because there was some serious confusion that came up. And the bottom line of the story really is, once again, the Trump administration stepped their foot in an absolute pile of cow dung without thinking something through and screwed it up again. No. yeah, exactly. Who would have thought? I'm not going to get into it. I just thought it was hilarious that Kristi Noem's department completely screwed up. And should we talk quickly about how Trump's response to the SCOTUS decision against him on tariffs was complete and utter Trump in every way?
Oh, he was so pissed.
Yeah, he lost his freaking mind and instantly found a new way to apply tariffs, not to one, not to two, not to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but the entire freaking globe in one shot.
Yeah,
right?
and the universe.
Yeah, exactly.
The Supreme Court ruling basically pointed them in the direction.
Yes, yeah.
And it was, I think, specific. They didn't have the ability to say what you did was legal because it's very obviously not legal. But what they did is said, the way you did it is wrong. If you do it this way, however, we're all good for you.
Yeah, watch our YouTube tutorial on how to create tariffs the right way.
Yeah. Yeah. But what I found interesting about the whole situation was his announcement of 10% global tariffs didn't seem to be met with enough gusto by the press for him. So within about 24 hours, he threw an extra 5% on. Yeah. Just to make sure he could hammer home that he is God Almighty.
I'm surprised he even stopped at 15, to be honest with you.
I thought it would have hit at 25 and gone to 50, you know?
No, 114,000%.
Oh, yeah. There's a question from Paul Gilbert in the chat there. Did he actually put any meaningful tariffs on Russia yet? You know, I do believe that was missing from the report. Funny that. You know, but I guess he's not allowed to tariff his owners too much.
Yeah.
You know, they're the ones that have the video of him and Stormy and many others, I'm sure, you know. I still think there's a good chance that a lot of the information from what could very well turn out to be a honeypot, the whole Epstein thing, is just sitting in Russia's hands. It would explain a lot, man.
Haven't seen the full accounting.
Yeah,
we've actually seen less than half of it.
exactly. And way less than half, because they've released less than half the files, but then most of the information was redacted to the point of useless when they were only supposed to protect the victims.
The thing is, right? It gets really difficult because, you know, quite frankly, you know, if they put out some of the videos that he's purportedly done, then they are releasing child pornography.
Yeah.
And that's a crime. And they would have to lock themselves up for doing that.
Yeah.
How do you do? How do you release those kind of like files without putting yourself into trouble?
Here's the way you do it: is you let the members of Congress see that part, and then they come out and go, "Okay, yeah, you know, blah blah."
Yeah, but what
right?
if they come out with a hard on and they go, "Oh shit, hang on a minute"? Yeah.
I don't want to see Schumer looking down at anything other than his shoes. Okay.
I liked that video. I'm going to find some more. It's a weird fucking situation.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to get worse. We had information as well, how the UK is going even harder at the pedo formerly known as Prince.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's getting to the point of utter embarrassment for the American Department of Justice and so on right now, where other people are finding more than enough reason to take action. And the Americans have basically, well, not the Americans, but the American DOJ, Trump's, you know, weaponized arm, have said, nope, nothing here. We got nothing.
I know a lot of the American politic pundits are quite happy to point that out.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Every single day that all these other countries are holding people accountable and America is doing nothing.
Exactly.
And still nothing happens.
America isn't doing nothing. It's doing Guess the Tariffs. Welcome to the new game show where President Ronald Gump himself spins the wheel and picks a tariff amount. Will your country win? Will your country lose? He doesn't give a fuck. Spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots. I swear to God. Oh, so we should get into wrap-up mode here. Any last thoughts before we kick it into end mode, Commander? What do you think?
Not really. I want to ask Dunk. My understanding is that the reason Andrew is in such trouble is not necessarily for the sex crimes, if you will, but rather because the passing of government and classified information to a hostile foreign power.
Mm-hmm. Yes. There are all sorts of little tinglings of investigation going on that are not connected to the sexual offences. And I'm going to imagine that it could possibly lead to that. I don't know. I don't know how our crime prosecution service works as far as that is concerned.
I hear a lot of people, you know, oh, well, that's what you can expect from the upper classes and everything. It says, no, that's not what this is about right now. It may end up being that there are those issues, but the real issues that he's being punished for and is being investigated for are basically espionage.
What they call misconduct while in public service. I think what they're calling it.
And that's more than enough for them to start really digging to fucking pin them to the wall.
Yeah, but as they're digging,
how long is it going to be until, you know, members of the Trump administration start getting that similar kind of treatment?
Oh, God.
Well, this is one of the things that I think a lot of people are hoping for, that Andrew just like spills the beans and then starts making connections to, you know, the prominent names in the Epstein files in the US, and then we have to have further investigations. I mean, Trump does have golf courses in the UK.
Yeah.
Maybe something happened on those grounds, and then we can prosecute him over that. Who knows where this is going to go?
Yeah, and if I can say, I was going to say it, but first and last name in the chat there, first last name beat me to it. Andrew comes across as weak. I do believe that as soon as the reality of his situation sinks in, he's going to sing like a fucking songbird in a stripy outfit. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be at all surprised because no one is backing him up. His brother's not backing him. Although I've got to point out, there have been allegations that even the Queen and King Charles helped him financially to help him with his cover-up.
Oh,
so
wow.
that could rock through the royal family like a firestorm.
Any last thoughts, Dunk?
I was watching over here in the UK. We had the fucking far right people. Britain first marches in Manchester. All these. I can't do it. I can't do it with my avatar, but air quotes. Imagine me doing air quotes. Patriots marching down the streets with Union Jack flags and St. George's flags. Yeah, because they're all patriots and complaining about facing off Antifa. And and how Britain has gone to the dogs and all that kind of shit. Well, I had to point out in the comments on one of these sort of things. Well, actually, you can be a patriot and be Antifa. You hate fascists, and we did that in World War II.
Yeah.
So when you're one of those Britons going, "Oh, Britain was so much better in the olden days," yes, it was because we fought fascists. You fucking monkeys, and we were patriotic at the same time. So don't give me this bullshit that you're patriotic and marching under the flag saying, immigrants are so bad. Shut the fuck up and fuck off.
Good point.
Yeah.
Big thanks to the team. We got Mexi Girl, PJ, CNET, Shayna Caldwell, AI Alchemist, Chris Lundy, and Super Chat Matt in with us. So thanks, everybody. And a big thanks to our supporters, donators, members, and subscribers, and absolutely most important to you, the viewers. Join us here soon. See you very I don't know what, 3 days, 4 days, 4 days. We'll see you in 4 days, whatever the fuck it is.
So nice to see so many members of the royal family in the chat. So thank you.
There you go.